Alright, let's say we go kill stuff and loot stuff and pick flowers, you know, what we do best. Not necessarily in that order. I've heard rumors that there are some Inquisition soldiers that have been captured by bandits or something. And we're not going to have that in our civilized Ferelden. No, we're not. And so we're going to go take care of that, because I'm not going to stand for it. Go investigate. First, let me see what missions have been completed and pick a few more. I've been away from the controller for a little bit, so yeah, all these should be done. Influence. I'll take it.
My scouts are posted on the ridges.
Gold, I'll take that too. Oh, decent amount of gold too. And a figurine. You know, those little figurines and these like medallions of service and other little things like that, I have the sneaky suspicion that I'm going to need those later in the game. You know, might be tempted to sell them to a merchant to free up an inventory slot for, you know, I don't know, 16 gold or 8 gold or something, and then find out if you only had 3 of them later in the game, you could trade them to this guy for, I don't know, an ability point or, you know, a legendary weapon or some epic something or another, some huge amount of money or something, and, I don't know. I just have a sneaky suspicion. And if by the end of the playthrough I find out that's the case with a few things, then I'll know, because I'm going to play, couldn't tell you how many more characters through this. Try some different stuff, so, you know, live and learn, I guess. That'd be a minor detail. I hope it's nothing that's, you know, major story related that I'd be missing by getting rid of some of that stuff, but for the most part I've been cleaning out my stuff with the merchants as I go. Wooden Mabari figurines, let me think. It's all kinds of stuff. Left half and right halves of these lovers knots. I wonder if they somehow go together. Or it just seems like something you would turn into somebody. Sure, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of don't want to find out, because it'd probably be a spoiler go along with it, so something I'll just find out in the game, and then it'd give me an excuse to play again, which, not like I need an excuse, but it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you for coming. Maybe you can solve this mess. Our missing patrols are being held hostage by Avvar, barbarians from the mountains.
What are they doing in a bog?
That's the thing. Their leader, he wants them to fight you, because you're the Herald of Andraste.
What do they have against Andraste?
Well, the Avvar think there are gods in nature, as in the sky has a god and the forest. The Avvar say you're claiming to be sent by one, and they'll challenge the will of your god with their own. I think their leader's just a boastful little prick who wants to brag he killed you.
I was hoping we could negotiate.
I wouldn't count on it. These Avvar don't seem to value diplomacy. Getting to our troops won't be easy. You'll have to fight your way through undead. Wait, you're not squeamish about undead,
Who, me?
are you?
Nah.
It doesn't matter. I'm not letting the Avvar butcher the Inquisition's people.
I appreciate it. The Avvar are holed up in the castle on the other side of the Fallow Mire. Make her willing, the Inquisition's people are still alive.
That's right, I'm gonna put on my cape and tights and go save everybody. You know, leave it up to the religious folk. You know, you don't believe what I believe, so that's an excuse to kill you. And then, if I don't have an excuse to kill you, well, that pisses me off, and that's an excuse to kill you. In the name of whatever. You know, my God's in the trees, man, and in the clouds, and in the water, and it's everywhere, and you're not part of it, so you need to die, and then your body will return to the earth, and you can be your... they'll find some reason to something. And, you know, they don't have time for any of that. Alright, new requisitions, and I can't fill this yet. I need to go pick a few of these. Which is fine, this is everywhere. And so, once again, there'll be some fast forwarding. Getting all this stuff for free. As long as you take a few minutes of extra effort to go find it. There should be a lot of rock nodes scattered around everywhere. Deeper you go into the mire, that stuff is like literally everywhere. Lots of blood lotuses here. I guess the swampy water or whatever. Kind of like spindleweed is on the Storm Coast. Blood lotus here is like just everywhere. In fact, I think there's another kind of lotus here too. Dawn lotus, yeah. I think there's a few dawn lotus things, kind of in out of the way places, but yeah, you can find those also. I also noticed that a lot of these, when you pick them up, they, instead of giving you just 2 or 3, sometimes they'll give you 6 or 7 of them. That's pretty cool. That's, you know, that's going to add up fast. Farm that all day. By the time you get to one end of the mire and get back, all this is going to be respawned. So that's, you know, it's pretty much limitless. Here's some more of that. Let's see. What do we need? 2 more? I'm hoping by the time we leave this area, I'll have enough influence once we get done with the mission that we're on here. I'll leave a lot of the side stuff out of the way. We'll see some things as we go along, some places where you can light some veil fire, and there's other side quests to do here. A lot of it's, I don't know if it'd be scaled down to my level now, but I know much of it, if you come through at, say, like level 10 or 12, it'll all be level 12. So if I went and did it now, would it be level 8? I don't know, but I would think maybe my rewards would be a little bit better later on anyway. And I'm not really starving for XP. In fact, I'm on one hand kind of avoiding it a little. I'm trying not to overlevel here because there's a lot to do before I get to the next story part, and I don't want to be overleveled to do it. I don't want to be like level 12, 13, 14 because I think it's suggested like levels 8 through 11. And I'm already 8. I'll be 9 by the time I'm done here, I'm sure. I'd like to go turn in some magic shards at the Forbidden Oasis. Be cool to go explore there. That's probably at least a level or 2. Go read all the books that are in Haven. That's probably going to be, geez, close to a level there. Reason I hadn't read them up to this point is I wanted to get the full 150 points for those instead of 50 for each one. But there's like, I don't know, 20 or 25 codexes total there. And then talking to all my companions also, there's a bunch of dialogue I haven't even started on. I've been avoiding even getting into those conversations because just about all of your companions will unlock at least 1 or 2, if not a half dozen codexes. And each of those are worth 150 points. So I don't know total how many there are in Haven, but it's a lot. Anyway, so I'm going to do some requisitions while I'm here. Pick stuff as I go. There's one of those places where you activate the veil fire. And then you can also read something with the veil fire there. And as you go to each one of those pillars like that, I think there's three or four of them total. Oh, cool. Got one of those tomes. Okay, see, that's another requisition right there. But once you read all of them, it gives you a schematic for, I think, a grenade. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think it's a grenade, though. Anyway, it's a schematic for something. And I'm in no hurry to get it. I got my Mighty Offense tonic. That was my main thing. And my jar of bees. Got that, so I'm good. Yeah, see, everything right here is level 8, though. So we're here about the right time. I don't know if we'd have come here earlier, if these would have been lower. Because this area's been available for a while, since before we even went to go deal with the Templars and stuff. But, okay, now if you read each one of these, I think they kind of give you clues to keep searching, and there'll be some other houses with kind of related notes. And I know there's a place here also, and we'll get to that next time we come back here at a higher level later on, whenever. Where you can go and there's some loot stashes and things, and some things to read in like these abandoned campsites that are in all these far off corners of the mire, here and there and everywhere. And if you read those, it basically kind of tells you a little story, kind of. A little Skyrim-ish, I guess, or Fallout-ish, in that sense. Seeing little stuff and reading little things here and there, and it kind of tells a story about what happened there. Alright, let's see, okay. Let's see, that's 1. I'm trying to count the arrows here. 2. Maybe 3. I might have been shot with 2 at the same time. So it looks like I'm getting about 3 shot by these archers here. And they're leveled. I don't think these are like level 10 or 12 or 15 archers or anything. These are level 8 archers. So on this difficulty, of course it might have something to do with this armor that I've still got on that I think I crafted, when I was about level 2 or 3? I don't think I've changed that yet. I'm not really concentrating on equipment right now, upgrading stuff, because it's kind of transient. Honestly, it'd probably make things a little easier if I had a better schematic. You know, an extra 10 or 20 points of armor rating. I'm sure it would, but I'm getting by, not all that worried about it. But, there is a point coming up here where I will actually make a concentrated effort to get some decent sets of armor for everybody and get some decent upgrades on there, especially some fire-resistant stuff. I want to go kill me some dragons, man. But the loot you get from those things is just awesome. They're worth it just for that. But, of course, the idea that, you know, I killed a dragon. And these aren't dragons that run around and, you know, run at the first sign of trouble. The first time you hit them, they take off like a little bitch and pretend to be worried about this mud crap way on down the coast or something like that. That run around doing nosedives and sit up on roofs and try to snipe you. No, these are dragons that get down in your face and get on your ass. These are dragon fights done right. They really are. Sorry, but they are. It's you know. And the dragons just look so cool, man. I remember somebody saying something about dragons, that a real dragon has the 4 legs, and the ones with the 2 legs, or the 2 legs in like the little arms or whatever, or the arms attached to the wings, or however it might be designed, that those are really wyverns? That there's some distinction between dragons, wyverns, and possibly other, kites, I think, are another distinction. I'm by no means an aficionado on this. I just remember reading people talking about that, like in forums and stuff. One guy was talking about Skyrim dragons and how they weren't actually dragons, and I don't know if they, according to the lore, legend, or whatever the accepted ideas concerning them, that if that's true or not. Kind of curious. Okay, now that schematic I just picked up there for the engraved greatsword, that is like my key weapon here. In fact, I have another video that if you want to go check it out, that'd be great. Awesome if you did. Where I fought the Ferelden Frostback dragon there in the hinterlands at level 12 with that sword. And it's not like I really did anything, but I had a minor frost rune. We'll find out where to go get blank rune stones here pretty quick, so we can get to the blacksmith and at least get one of those runes under our belt. Whatever we've got the schematics for. I'm pretty sure I already have the frost and the fire. Or do I? I may have to go actually get the frost pattern still.
What is it?
I don't remember. But anyway, got a frost rune in that sword, and for any other weapon I was finding at the time, that sword was actually pretty amazing. And if you can make it with a nice ingredient like, say, obsidian or something that gives you a secondary bonus, like iron and stuff like that gives you 1 buff, but
and the ones who took them,
obsidian, Paragon's Luster, stuff like that, it gives you like 2 benefits. Instead of just strength, it'll add strength and constitution or something to your weapon, or an extra amount of strength, like instead of plus, I don't know, 4, it'll give you plus 7 or plus 11 or something. Anyway, so that's a good deal. So you make that sword with all decent stuff, and it's pretty stout for this level. Anyway, I was happy with it. I was owning some stuff with it. All right. So anyway, we found our other camp there. Got our schematic. It's a good deal. Got a new requisition to fulfill, and you know what? That fulfills it. And since we're standing right here, we might as well go turn that in too, so we can get started on another one. No point having a finished one in my pocket when I could turn it in and have another one in my pocket that I can fill. I've sat at this table and filled out a half dozen in a row because I just had all the stuff on hand. For sometimes she'll ask for the same thing over and over, and I'm sure there'll be a point later in the game where these are irrelevant. I won't be worried about these.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
You may want to look into.
But right now I'm trying to get a certain amount of, oh, cool, they want a tome. I can go find one of those. I have a bunch of those medallions. But, yeah, for right now I'm trying to get a certain amount of influence to get these Inquisition perks and hopefully make a good beeline for the deft hands. Just because I'd like to be able to open all doors as I get to them. Not have to remember where they're at to come back for them. It's nice to just be able to unlock them as you go. And there's usually good stuff behind them anyway, so, I mean, why not? And then after that, we'll worry about extra potions. Extra potion slot, bonus focus, which isn't even coming into play now, but it will later in the game. Focus is like a whole other meter, kind of like stamina or health, sort of. And then, what else? Extra damage resistance for the whole party. That's a cool buff. Alright. And since this is kind of in a general straight path through the middle of the mire, I'm going to leave that book there too. Now, if I get way too off to the side somewhere, a place where I'm probably never going to return to, won't even think to, I'll go ahead and read the book there. I'd honestly only be losing like 25 XP anyway. I'm already getting 125 for codexes.
So, you're Herald of Andraste. My kin want you dead, Lowlander, but it's not my job. No fears from me.
Why aren't you with the other Avvar?
Trying to figure out this hole in the world. Never seen anything like it's like. They spit out angry spirits. Endless. What the sky's trying to tell us? I don't know.
They're caused by the breach in the sky. It was some kind of magic gone wrong.
I know that, Lowlander. I'm talking about the Lady of the Skies. Do you not know her? Can't you see the warning she writes through the bird flocks in the air?
Interesting how widely Ferelden beliefs diverge.
Call me Ferelden again, Elf, and see how far you get.
I thought the Avvar wanted to fight me.
Our chieftain's son wants to fight you. I'm called in when the dead pile up. Rites to the gods, mending for the bleeding, a dagger for the dying. That's what I do. I don't pick up a blade for a whelp's trophy hunt.
The other Avvar kidnapped an Inquisition patrol. Are they all right?
A few were injured in the skirmish, but they were alive. Last I saw them. Someone's trained them well. They killed more of us than I thought they would.
Farewell, then.
Watch the war.
Right. Now, can I have that hammer? Want to trade something for it? Just saying. Alright, well, since we're right here, I might as well open this. I mean, what could happen, right? This wouldn't end badly, us opening a Fade Rift. So let's Solus get rid of one of the nasties to make this a little faster. These guys. It's not really evident now, but give me a few more levels, and all those enemies that are knocked down and stunned and frozen and whatever, just a few more upgrades and passives, and they're going to be taking a lot more damage than this. Like, a lot more. Right now it's kind of vanilla, but those 100s and 150s and 170s. That'll stun him for a while.
Hang on. It is an earnest question.
Yeah, that's right. I did that.
What color is the sky when you look at it?
You know, blue mostly. Except for the breachy bits.
And when you looked past the breach, as perhaps you were drawn to do.
Greenish? And clear a long ways and kind of felt like falling. Oh, makes my head hurt. You make my head hurt.
We are not so far apart, you and I.
You will be.
Sweet. Alright, got some rare materials. Got anything to say about that magnificent display of awesomeness?
Farewell, then.
Watch the water.
I guess not. Whatever. No respect. Alright, so, back to collecting stuff. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to kill a few of these guys as I go. There's another one of those pillars where you light the Veil Fire. It's almost the same thing as a Fade Rift, essentially. You don't have multiple waves of enemies, but it does spawn some real nasties. Even leveled, I struggle with a couple. It seems like they get a little bit progressively harder. Each one that you unlock or whatever. But anyway, worry about that at a later date. Right now, get this stuff. But yeah, it's a good idea to kill some corpses to collect some of those tomes and Ferelden medallions of service and whatever. So coming back to this area, if you have one or two of those available and you get the requisition for it, then you're good, you know? Now there's going to be one house up here eventually. I don't remember exactly where it's at. I know it's kind of like a side trail, way off to the side. But it has a amulet of power for Cassandra to get her an extra ability point. That's definitely worth having. But it's only for her. She's the only one that can use it. Do not like tromping around in that water too much, though. Get enough of those guys spawned, and it gets kind of dangerous. They do some damage, especially from a distance. Oh, disease tissue. That's another thing you can collect for requisitions here. It's for on a plague medicine or something that they have you make. But it's nice to have some of those in my back pocket, just in case. Come here. All right, lots of that. And these are really good for crafting materials, man. Really. Seriously. All right, something hidden. Enough sloshing around in the water. Oh, sorry about that, Sarah. I didn't see you there. All invisible and shit. My bad. Long way around, see if there's any loot hidden over here on the edge.
I think perhaps all of us go
Doesn't look like it. Oh well.
times. Everything you've ever known in life
Somewhere right here. There it is.
creation of your own mind.
Ah, cabin key that I didn't know I needed. Well, I'll take that. I'm assuming it's this cabin right here. Okay, now that's all good and everything. There's got to be something special. That diary, I guess? Huh. I feel like I missed something in that cabin. And I think this would be the last of these that we would need to complete. And then I think it'll eventually send us somewhere else. But, like I say, we'll get to all that later. Right now, I'd like to have that Amulet of Power and essentially save these soldiers. And this is going to net a lot of influence. It really is. Yeah, we got, what, 200 influence, I think, just for closing that one Fade Rift where that Avvar guy was just hanging out. So I guess we have something else hidden here, too. And one reason I brought Blackwall here instead of Cassandra's, he has some warden stuff to get here also, although one of them I can't get because it's behind a door that I can't unlock right now. So we can get him one of those. There's Cassandra's amulet. We were basically on, I believe, the western edge of the bottommost part of this map. Another schematic. I think that's always there also, that Masterwork Dagger Grip schematic. I think that's like set loot, along with the Amulet of Power. And there it is. Okay, that was the hidden item. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get all the bottles. That'd be cool. We could find all the bottles while we're doing our thing here. Well, if I have any materials left over after all these requisitions, I might go see if I can't make some good sets of equipment for everybody, including weapons. I don't really rely on my tanks to do damage, but if they can do more damage, there's nothing wrong with that. A couple points here and there make a difference in the long run, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna go way off over here. There's this landmark. And if you're missing a landmark, this may be the one that you're missing. It's over here on the eastern side of the bottommost section of the map. Basically. This windmill kind of sitting out here all by itself with these Bronto dudes. Sweet. Reinforced scout armor. You know what I think we can do next? I mean, the very next thing is go back to the hinterlands and go settle all the disputes there. Go deal with the mages and the Templars, and the horse trainer. Get him. Have that out of the way, and then make one last trip to the Forbidden Oasis and turn in whatever shards we have. That actually sounds like a plan. I think that's how I'm gonna roll on this one. Alright, but here we are at this, what is this, Hargrave Keep? Apparently have a problem with some of my followers. Stayed behind to fight the zombies they just said they weren't going to fight. Okay, well, this is just me and Blackwall then. We got it, bro. We got this, right? Not if I'm getting two-shotted by arrows. Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. Blackwall, go out there and do something about that, would you? Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Alright, so Sarah and Solus decided to just hang out outside and get run over by zombies. Well, you know, that's kind of like on them. They chose to do that. Luckily for me, there's a potion box up here, though, so we'll be alright. Alright, locked ourselves in, locked the zombies out. Good deal. Now that everybody's full, we'll go ahead and re-up. Alright, so now we're completely full on everything. And that's where one of the warden thing is, along with a bunch of other junk. We can't do anything about that, so... Yeah, anytime you find one of the warden artifacts, I guess it's one of their treaties or whatever, Blackwall gives like major approval for that. Or major brownie points with them. I don't know what that nets in the long run. I know in Origins and in Dragon Age 2 there was a benefit for maxing your party members liking or hating you one way or the other. Like in Origins, it was by little degrees. Like if you had one of your mages like you, they would get like minor magic, and then intermediate magic, then I don't know, advanced or major magic or something like that. Anyway, they would get an extra permanent bonus to their magic stat, their attributes, and same would go for like your rogues and warriors and stuff. They would get. I think with Alistair it was Constitution. With Zevran, it was Cunning, maybe? Maybe it was Dexterity, and then with Liliana it was Cunning, or... I don't know, I don't really remember. But anyway, they got a bonus. And then in Dragon Age 2, once you got them one way or the other, you would get, like, one major bonus of a certain type. Like, it might be all offense or all defense, for example. I think with, like, say, who's it, Isabella... I think if she liked you, she got +10 to her attack, and if she didn't like you, it was +10 to her defense, or vice versa. Something like that. I don't really exactly remember. But anyway, in this one, I don't know. I haven't seen anything on that. I don't know if there's a benefit to getting, because I know you're constantly gaining and losing approval with your party members for like everything you say and do. Each little decision you make, somebody's going to like it and somebody's going to hate it, and sometimes it's wise to know who's going to do what so you can have them with you on any given mission so that you don't inadvertently offend somebody or miss out on some major brownie points with someone who you're trying to get to like you. Sure, eventually somebody will come out with a chart for that. Show you all the possible outcomes depending on who your party members are and stuff. That's a little much for me right now. If I have a basic idea on, the character of my party members and what the mission's going to be, then that's enough. I can pretty much guess who is and isn't going to like something. I'm not going to take Sarah with me on political missions, for example, if I can help it. Alright, so did we get the archers out? That's really all I care about. This boss dude, he wasn't going down anytime soon anyway. So there's no point in worrying about him and letting these archers just wipe the whole party. Almost instantly. Bastards. So once you get this guy by himself, he's a lot more manageable. This dude hits hard, man. Got the same cool hammer or axe. I guess, is that an axe? Yeah, if that was a hammer, he'd be swinging it overhand, so that's an axe. Oh, I want that. Yeah, I might have to have one of those. I'm sure there's a schematic for it somewhere. You know, I just thought of something. Okay, I'm not gonna quit this anytime in the near future. I've got some other stuff to... Okay, I'll tell you what. This guy, check this out. Where's it at? This is a thought. This is something to think about. I don't know if I'm right on this, but
So, I've been thinking, no joke.
it would be an oversight if this isn't the case. Look at this.
Getting right up in there, but she's actually been fooling knobs all along. Good too.
Milady's adept at her special brand of warfare.
All smiles and pleases, like giving us their stuff. Does them a favour twice over. And they love her for it. Best idea ever. I have to steal that one.
Talking about Josephine, her gift of getting people to give you their stuff and thinking you're doing them a favor, and then them loving you for it too. It's awesome. Yeah, Josephine's slick. All right, this gift of the Mountain Father, that axe that I just picked up from this guy, it looks like a Darkspawn axe. Okay, but they are usually carried, if I'm not mistaken, by the alphas. Am I wrong in that? The Darkspawn alpha almost always have one of the jagged battle axes. I think that goes all the way back to Origins. Is it possible the alphas are made from the Avvar? Notice how they're kind of bigger. You know, they look almost kind of like giants, I guess. Perhaps the women there, maybe the other enemies there were women or something and were smaller. But like say this guy right here, he's big. He's about Canary size, really.
God looks after you, Herald. There lies the brat. His father, chief of our holding, would duel me for the loss if he cared enough.
The Inquisition has a purpose your chief lacks. Join me. Help us stop the breach.
Is this why the Lady of the Skies led me here? To help heal the wounds in her skin? Aye, I'll join you. Let me make peace with my kin and I'll find where you set your flag.
Dude's pretty cool. And now he's an agent. Alright. But anyway, is that what alphas are made from? The Darkspawn alphas. I think I have... Maybe it's the Genlocks, but I think it's alphas. I think the Genlocks are shorter. I think the Genlocks may come from dwarves. Because I think they're the little short guys. Short, stocky ones. And then... Is that the case? This may be... Honestly, if I'm right, this may be common knowledge to everybody. If I'm wrong, then... I don't know. It's something to think about. Still, I mean, it's feasible. So, okay. Well, anyway. Alright. Enough of that. Before I leave here, why not go turn in this requisition, since I can, and see if she's got another one that I could work on sometime in the future. You can turn in a requisition anywhere, but area-specific requisitions can only be gotten from the requisition officers in those camps. So, yeah, I can make this. Look at that, it just put us over, too, so we can go get our Inquisition perk now. That worked out nicely. That's awesome. Very cool.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
You may want
I'll go make this, too, if I can. Yep, there you go, diseased tissue. So we've been picking those up, and, alright. That's just another step towards our next perk.
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This could help us.
Yeah, I'm not thinking I collected enough stuff here. I didn't really farm here like I normally might. Yeah, I don't have enough. And I'm probably going to want some of that stuff for myself to make stuff with. It might be worth coming back here to loot around for some of that stuff kind of on my own. Let you guys know if I do that, if I go to make some equipment with some blue vitriol. I don't know of anything here that gives you an extra benefit, though. I don't think the blue vitriol does. I think I'm more concerned with some of the materials you can get at the Forbidden Oasis, like Paragon's Luster. And, it would be nice to have some obsidian, too, but I won't be running into any of that till later, either. Let's see, I can get Cassandra to get her extra point. I'll probably take my party out with me and go do some stuff and get them all ready to level, and then we'll all level at once. Not really worry about assigning that point right now. So I can also basically distribute some of this junk and then go sell the rest. Sounds good to me. I honestly would put Ring of Life Drain on a warrior that's in the middle of it all the time. But they have so much better stuff, like Challenge and Warcry rings. That's maybe if they had a third ring slot, that'd be something to consider. All right. So on the next one, I think we're going to go back to the hinterlands and we're going to go clear up all the mess with the mages and Templars and go ahead and get our horse trainer out of the way and do all that stuff over there in the Red Cliff Farms. Sounds like a plan to me. All right, if you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head for all my videos. Click the box on the left, and I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.